What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Series 70 Johnny Gargano. And so here we have Johnny Gargano posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what he comes with. Johnny Gargano here does come with 3 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists for Johnny Wrestling. We get a pair of grip hands. We do get a pair of flat palmed hands. We also do get a fire extinguisher. And then we also do get his entrance vest, and that looks really good on him. As far as the rest of the figure goes, he really doesn't need anything else because he is Johnny Wrestling, and I think they did a really good job with the accessories here. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at Johnny Gargano. And so here we have a closer look at Johnny Gargano, and I really do like the head sculpt on this figure. Now, I do believe this is the only head sculpt that they have for Johnny Gargano. It looks good. I never had a problem with it to begin with, and with the real effects technology that they use, it's spot on to the likeness. I really do like it. Something to point out is that it's not 100% accurate with the painting on the hair. It does look like that they missed some spots right there, but I still think it's much better than the hand paint that they used to do. It looks so much like Johnny Gargano, and I do apologize for mispronouncing his name. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so it is a little bit easy on me to pronounce it a certain way right now. But really do like the hair sculpt. The head overall is done really nicely. I do like it. Now, from the knees up, this is a really nice figure, and I'll explain why. We do get the Finn Balor ripped torso that Johnny does have, so I do like the fact that they went with a more vascular toned body for Johnny here. Would like to see a little more definition on the arms, but it's still a really good arms that they went with. You can see on his wrist he does have black and red wrist tape on his right arm, white and black wrist tape on his left arm. I do have him with the fists at the moment, but he does come with 3 pairs of hands. Fist, grip, style pose hands, something I think every wrestling figure should come with. So, looking at his attire here, this is his Carnage attire, and it kind of does look like he has a Punisher's skull right here in the front of his trunks. He is missing something, though. There does appear to be something missing on his attire here, and that is his emoji. They completely forgot to put his emoji right here on his tights. Now, that is a little bit unfortunate, and it's not something that you can really let slide because it does look like something is missing, because it is. They completely forgot to add his emoji, and that's unacceptable. On the back of his tights, you can see it says Johnny Wrestling. You kind of get that Spider-Man webbing right there, although it's not technically Spider-Man webbing. Do like the Johnny Wrestling font. Overall, I think he needed that emoji right there. And if you don't know what the emoji would have looked like, it would have looked like that, except right there. So, having a look at the figure from his knee pads, and there's a reason why I'm having a look at the knee pads first. You can see it has his emoji right here with the blue accents right here. Johnny Wrestling in red again with the blue accents, and I do like that they painted some of his knee pad right above it. So, from the knees up, this is a really nice figure, and I do mean from the knees up because from the knees down, they completely botched the figure. And I knew they were going to do it because they botched the Hall of Champions Johnny Gargano, and they botched this one royally. What is this? What are we looking at here? Okay, so Johnny Gargano wears kick pads, and kick pads is what they gave him. However, they gave him the Kevin Owens really small kick pads, and it looks terrible, especially when you consider that they painted the rest of his kick pads on calves. Now, it wouldn't be such a bad thing, except they have kick pads that do go all the way up, so why? Why did Mattel mess up this badly? It is so terrible. There's no reason why they should have messed up. They have the kick pad sculpt that goes all the way up to the knee. How did they mess this up so badly? And this isn't on my figure. It's on every Johnny Gargano figure that has ever existed. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It shouldn't have even happened. Who at Mattel authorized that? If I was in charge of the figures and I saw that and that went to public, the person who designed this is getting fired, no questions asked, because that is unacceptable. The design is accurate, but his kick pads go all the way up to his knee pads, so how did they botch this so badly? I just don't understand it, honestly. He does have the standard kick pad lower foot with the blue shoe and the red soles. It's kind of hard to get excited over this because they botched his kick pad so much, and I just wish that I could change that with somebody, but having all that design on there makes it really, really difficult. Mattel, next time with a Johnny Gargano figure, give him the right kick pads. This looks terrible, honestly. So with that little rant over it, I still think this is a really nice looking figure. If you look at him from a distance, up close, you see that glaring issue. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually compare him to other figures you may have in your collection. So here we have Johnny Gargano posed next to an Elite Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. Here we have the Elite Johnny Gargano posed next to the NXT TakeOver Johnny Gargano and the NXT TakeOver Tommaso Ciampa. And finally, here we have Johnny Gargano posed next to Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa, and he's a little bit too tall. Honestly, Tommaso Ciampa is supposed to be in the middle. Adam Cole is the tallest. Right here, Johnny Gargano is the tallest, and that's a little bit unsettling, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with the calves that they went with. So with the comparisons out of the way, and despite all the flaws on him, I still think this is a really nice figure, and he has pretty good articulation. He does have a ball joint in the head, which does look up slightly, does look down a little bit, does tilt side to side, so we do get attitude with this figure. And of course, it does rotate left and right, no problem. Arms do go out to the side pretty well. A little bit stiff on mine, but they do work. They do a full 360. They swivel at the bicep, have a single bend at the elbow, swivel and hinge at the wrist, although the hinge on the fist are kind of tight, so do be aware of that. You might have to heat those up a little bit. He does have an ab crunch, which goes back to about there, goes forward to about there, swivel at the waist, no problem. Legs do kick forward to about there, go back, go out to the side, no problem. We do get a thigh swivel. Double bend in the knee, works no problem. A little bit hindered by his knee pad, but it still works. Swivel at the calf. And that's something I don't like. The way this is designed, it's stupid. He does have a swivel in the calf. And it looks... Look at how his leg looks broken. That's stupid. Mattel really ruined this figure. Foot goes back and forward, no problem there. And then we do get a rocker ankle for Johnny Gargano here. So overall, despite my issues with it, it's still a really nice figure, and I do enjoy having him in my collection. So what we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Johnny Gargano posed for my final thoughts, and overall I really do like the way the figure came out, even though they used the completely wrong kick pads and calves for this figure. It's one of those instances where you kind of do have to say, okay, you know what, next time they'll do better, because honestly, it's still a really nice figure, and I do like the detail they put in it, but I wish they used the right kick pads. Mattel, get it together. Don't do this with another Johnny Gargano figure. His kick pads go all the way up to his knee pads. You had the right idea, but you used the wrong kick pads and the wrong calves. Just use the long kick pads for the next Johnny wrestling figure, and I'll be happy with it. So many things that Mattel did wrong with this figure, but unfortunately, I still had to give it a pass for the collection anyway. If you already have an Elite Johnny Gargano, I still think this is a superior figure because we do get a really nice entrance vest, which is sculpted all the way around and has really nice paint apps. We do get his Carnage gear that he wore at the NXT TakeOver against Tommaso Ciampa. And I kind of do like the fact that we do get 3 pairs of hands with this figure, and that's my personal bias because I say every wrestling figure needs 3 pairs of hands. We need a pair of fists, we need a pair of grip hands, and then we need style pose hands, and this figure not hits all 3 of those marks. So overall, I still think he's a good figure to have in your collection. If you can find Johnny Gargano here, I really do recommend you pick him up. I was lucky enough to actually find him just sitting on the pegs at my local Target. I just went in after work. Didn't think I'd find anything. I was actually on my way out when I double checked looking for Finn Balor fodder, and he was on the pegs, so I picked up Johnny Gargano instead of Finn Balor. Finn Balor fodder? I don't know how you want to pronounce that, but I'm glad I picked him up. If you can find him, definitely pick him up. He does go for about $40 in the secondhand market, so do be aware of that. And with that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments. And if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, don't forget to check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos. And as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.